So here's your 10-minute milk bite on latch and positioning. If your latch is not comfortable, none of this is going to work. So when you're watching Plan A exclusive breastfeeding, we got to get this latch down. It needs to be deep. You probably know that. But what does that actually mean? It means that babies don't nipple feed. They breastfeed, and a baby who's latched nice and deeply onto the breast has their chin low on the breast. Their nose is across from your nipple. This is starting position. I call this chin-led latch, and I want you to imagine that there's a piece of Velcro on your baby's chin, and it's going to hit the breast first. Why? Because when we drink, we do this. This is a good drinking position. Notice how my chin is leading the way. We want your baby to be in that position, so their chin is going to lead the way. Their chin is going to hit the breast first if they're in a good drinking position, and their nose is going to be across from your nipple. So chin low on the breast, nose across from nipple. Stick that landing. Don't let this slide up. So when they open wide, which they will do if they're hungry, babies have a rooting reflex, and when you put their chin into the breast, it often triggers that big wide open mouth. When that happens, you're going to bring them up and over the nipple. Don't let this slide up though, because this happens quite often. You start pretty good, they open, and then they kind of slide up and you get this clamp. If you're having pain, it's because they're biting on their straw. They're here, it's hurting you, yes, but don't just keep going because at least I'm breastfeeding, because they're not getting the milk they need when they're biting on their straw. And all of that is telling your body, make a little less. The baby doesn't want that much milk. So this is why people don't breastfeed for very long. So this is everything. So you're gonna get that chin low, open wide, up and over. To do that, you're going to hold your baby here, not here. So the back of their head is going to be probably hurt if they're coming out, just being born, and usually have a little headache. So you're gonna hold them here, shoulder blades. You have the weight of their head supported in your fingers. And look what happens when I push here in the shoulder blades. I get that nice drinking position versus here. Chin goes down into their chest. Put your chin down into your chest and try to take a drink. It doesn't work. So remember, this isn't rocket science. These are little people, and we're giving them a drink. This is how I like to drink. That is how she would like to drink as well. So you help her by putting her in the right position. Nipple is across from nose, not mouth, because we want to get that big bite of breast sandwich. Shoulder blades. So when I push her onto the breast, she's going to come up and over that nipple. So the push on with the shoulder blades, up and over the nipple. And now this is what's going on. And your breast tissue is getting pulled and stretched up into the roof of the baby's mouth. Nipples getting elongated, but not pinched. Take your tongue and trace it up the roof of your mouth until you feel something soft and squishy. So that's your hard palate to your soft palate. Now in babies' mouths, that's a lot shorter, but the soft palate is where the nipple lands. And so you're not getting that pinch. If you have a line across your nipple, if you see any little blisters, bruises, cracks, bleeding, you have a latch problem, and we need to get that baby on more deeply. Nipple butter, pads, silver cups, that's a Band-Aid, and go ahead and use them if it feels nice while you're healing. But we need to fix the underlying problem. Positioning is important too, because I want that baby to be lined up, nipple across from nose. If I have the baby too far this way, where nipple is across from mouth, to latch on now, she has to put her chin down into her chest. So this is going to be uncomfortable for you. She's not going to get a lot of milk. It's hard to drink like this. A lot of babies will just fall asleep when you're putting them into that kind of a position. So make sure they're always in that good drinking position. Not like this. So belly should always be facing me. If I'm trying to latch on here and she's got to turn her head to the side, I can drink here, but it's hard. It's not comfortable. So we just want to turn her towards my body. Nipple across from nose. This applies in any position. So this happens to be cross cradle, but if I were nursing in cradle, I would want the same thing. It's a little harder in cradle because I have this big floppy baby head that I'm trying to latch on with my elbow. So usually cross cradle works a little better. Holding the breast, give that baby a burger. Squish the breast to the direction that their mouth is going. So this is a U shape. If you do a C shape here, You're giving that baby a taco to latch onto. That's hard. They're not gonna get as big a bite as if you give them a burger here in a U shape underneath. What if the baby was coming up from this way though? This is a football hold under my arm. Now if I do this, I'm giving the taco again, see? So I wanna squish it this way and give that baby a burger breast to latch onto. So just lining it up the way that her mouth is going. The trick is the thumb is across from her nose. If the thumb is across from the baby's nose, you know you're giving the burger and not the taco. So hopefully this is all making sense. So we talked about cross cradle. Football can be here, it can be underneath, but you just want that good drinking position. Nice alignment, nipple across from her nose, wherever the baby is. If you lay back, same thing. We can lay back here, we can lay back here, we can lay back here, we do this. These are all fine. If it's comfortable for you and the baby is getting milk effectively, it's right. I don't care what it looks like. So anything else we want to say about the latch? If it hurts, you want to take the baby off. And instead of just pulling straight back, go ahead and do a little fish hook, because babies are actually vacuum sealed onto your breast. It's a vacuum situation where there's negative pressure. And when they drop their chin, it allows the milk to flow. So it's pretty cool. But if you just pull them off, nipples coming with it. Think about a suction cup on a window. You can pull it back, it'll eventually pop off. But if you just put your finger underneath, then it comes right off. So you'll do that in the corner of your baby's mouth. Clean hands, little fish hook. You can pull that in the corner of your baby's mouth, pop the suction, take them off of the breast. You can also press into your breast tissue to break the seal, same thing, and take that baby off. Try again. If you can't get comfortable, this isn't gonna work. It's not gonna work. So we need to get comfortable, get some help if you're in the hospital, get a lactation consultant. And if we really can't get comfortable after trying, don't keep going. Stop and start pumping instead, to talk to your body about, we need this milk, because the baby, it hurts because they're biting on the straw. Remember that. They're not telling your body to make enough milk. So we're gonna have a baby that's not gaining, nipple damage, and a low milk supply. No good. So try, get some help. If that's not working, start pumping to save your supply. And that's to replace the baby 8 times every 24 hours, and then get some help with this latch. So I hope that helps you understand the basics of what we're trying to do here. I will link a video that I like in this class so that you can watch a real baby getting onto a real breast. And thanks for watching.